Hello. We are from Ukraine. Only according to the documented facts at the moment, during the 15 days of the counteroffensive, more than 300 units of enemy equipment were at the disposal of the armed forces. Lenta.ua found out what models the Ukrainian army has acquired, whether they will help in the confrontation with the fugitive hosts, and whether the deoccupation blitzkrieg in Kharkiv Oblast will become an impetus for Western partners in terms of increasing arms supplies. Despite the war, the government timely approved and submitted to the parliament the draft budget for next year, Prime Minister Denis Shmyhal announced. According to him, almost 50% of the entire state budget, which is 1,136 billion hryvnias, will be directed to the security and defense sector, which are the main priority. The 2023 budget is a budget for victory. And now we honestly tell society that the year will not be easy, because war is very expensive, the head of the cabinet emphasized. He also specified that more than $1.1 trillion will go to salaries of the military, provision of the army, repairs and purchases of equipment and weapons, and many other things important for defense. Putin's liberators left many other things important for defense, as well as for the offensive, on Ukrainian soil, which fled during the counteroffensive of the armed forces of Ukraine in Kharkiv Oblast. As a result, the domestic army was replenished with hundreds of units of trophy equipment, among which there are not only tanks and armored personnel carriers. We have artillery duels ahead, so this equipment will definitely be needed. Most of the trophies are striking iron. Tanks, armored personnel carriers, BMPs, a lot of ammunition. But there are also such systems of radio jamming that are not available in Ukraine. Yes, Zoopark 1 is worth paying attention to. This is a counter-battery system that helps calculate artillery volleys. In general, everything that will be useful in the fight against the enemy. All this will significantly complement our divisions. There is a very interesting feature. Today we have already won more equipment than our partners have provided us, says military expert Petro Chernik. By the way, there was even a meme about Russian Lend-Lease in social networks on this occasion. They say, trophy equipment, so much that it resembles a Lend-Lease program for the armed forces of the West, which the aggressor country decided to join. Specialists in the field call the fact that a complete set of documentation with the Orlan 10 UAV control station came into the hands of Ukrainian military as an unprecedented success. For specialists in the development of anti-drone systems, this is a real gift. By the way, this is the first known case since 2014 of the seizure of the Orlan 10 with all accompanying components by the Ukrainian army. Note that these birds are the most important factor for the Rashist artillery. In essence, Orlans are the eyes of the occupiers' self-propelled guns, which allow their gunners to target and direct a shaft of fire at targets on the front in real time. Due to the fact that these drones use many civilian components, for example, optics, which are cheaper and were not subject to sanctions, Russia has produced and continues to produce many such devices, which provides the Russian army with virtually 24-hour surveillance of the contact line. Given the presence of a huge number of Orlans in the Rashts, this is a serious problem for the armed forces. Therefore, the recently obtained access to documentation, information about frequencies, coding, protocols of actions of this Russian drone is very important information for our military, which will certainly be carefully studied and analyzed. In addition to the eyes of Putin's gunners, the armed forces of Ukraine seized a military set of surveillance and communication systems, in particular, the PSNR-8R reconnaissance complex for artillery, edition. Among the air defense systems, experts state, attention should also be paid to the transport charger for the OSAAKM air defense system, as well as the missiles for this complex. Meanwhile, most of the Rashist military equipment now captured by the Ukrainian army is more standard for this war, mainly T-72 and T-80 tanks of various modifications. T-80 tanks are machines that were and remain in service with the Ukrainian army. These trophies will probably join one of the mechanized or tank brigades of the armed forces of Ukraine in the near future. In addition to tanks, the fleet of armored vehicles of the Ukrainian army was replenished with numerous self-propelled artillery units. According to experts, it is precisely the advantage in the number of self-propelled guns that use, as a rule, 152mm Soviet-style shells that allowed the occupiers to successfully advance on Donbass and seize Luhansk region. It is logical that many of them were also in Kharkiv Oblast and have now become trophies of the armed forces. Yuri Butasov, a well-known journalist who now works directly on the front line, recorded an abandoned self-propelled guns with a very cute name. Self-propelled artillery installation 2C3 Akatsia, 152 mm, in Kupiansk itself. It is depicted with crosses, a marker of Ukrainian units during the counteroffensive in the Kharkiv region. Thank you for watching. Glory to Ukraine. Glory to Ukrainian defenders.